New developments in an Eyewitness News exclusive investigation. Oxford Gold now facing an investigation and a proposed class action lawsuit claiming the Beverly Hills business stole millions from its clients. Welcome back. I'm Colleen Sullivan in for Giovanna Lara.
I'm Mark Brown. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5 live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. An exclusive Eyewitness News investigation. Clients of a Beverly Hills company fear their retirement savings are gone.
Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda broke this story last month. Since then, many more alleged victims have come forward and they are taking legal action. Carlos.
Well, that's right. We've been investigating this company called Oxford Gold that has simply vanished since our first exclusive story aired. This case has broken wide open. There's now a class action lawsuit, a federal investigation, and a countless number of victims from all over the country.
Of all of the gold companies that we could have invested in, we invested in the one that was a scam.
Gigi Van Diepen says she and her husband are victims of Oxford Gold. She says the company was still accepting clients even after they closed down.
He wired money to them May 1st of this year. They went out of business in April of this year. So they took our money even though they had closed their doors in Beverly Hills.
The company website was up as late as July, and she hired an attorney.
After they were suspended, meaning they weren't even supposed to be doing business, they went to Gigi's family and in May and got them to invest in May of this year.
We first reported about Oxford Gold in early July. Oxford Gold claimed it would invest people's money, oftentimes their retirement funds, into precious metals. They promised gold and silver would be placed in a depository for its clients. All the victims we've spoken to are convinced their money is gone. These photos show the company office on Wilshire Boulevard at the time. It was already closed and appeared to be empty. On Oxford Gold's website before it was shut down, you could see a number of bad reviews, most of them within the last few months. Many of the posts contain phrases like "stole my money," "stolen funds," and "Oxford Gold is a scam." After our story, more people started coming forward.
Carlos, you're doing a wonderful thing. Thank you for that. We all appreciate what you're doing.
That's why we so appreciate you, because you're raising people's awareness and letting us really get this message out.
Aguirre now represents clients from all over the country who say they lost millions of dollars.
Well, that was my retirement. It's 25 years dedicated to one company, a little over $182,000.
I moved 32,000, and I know that's not a lot, but it's a lot to me.
Altogether, it's over 100,000.
I took 225,000 out of my 401k.
I was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Jackie Nelson says she sent money to invest in gold because her dream was it would grow to leave an inheritance for her children.
Because I don't know how long I'm going to live, right? And so I feel so betrayed because he knew my story and still stole from me. I just cannot understand how someone is that low.
All these people share similar stories. They say when they noticed something wasn't right, the people at Oxford Gold started making up excuses.
And she just kept saying they're going down a list, they're going to straighten it out. You know, it's all good, everything's going to be okay. And then eventually, after all this time, like just up until last week or 2 weeks ago.
Deborah Matthews says it was her father who sent $100,000. Even after his health declined and he couldn't make decisions, someone from Oxford Gold kept calling him.
He continued to call my dad to try to sell him more gold. I don't understand why people prey on elder people. It makes my heart hurt.
On the Secretary of State's website, it shows the California Franchise Tax Board suspended the company on April 2nd.
What we're most concerned about today is that the government has not stepped in to take control of the computers, the financial records, the emails, all the rest of it that are essential to identifying where the money went, and in so doing, identifying who else may have liability that can pay these folks back.
Customers say they were directed to set up accounts with a company called Equity Trust. In February of this year, they started receiving letters like this one saying Equity Trust was no longer working with Oxford Gold.
They're a custodian, okay? So everybody's money was transferred to them, and then they gave it to Oxford. The monies were not being deposited or the gold was not being purchased, and we believe that they knew a lot earlier than February of this year.
Equity Trust wouldn't comment specifically about Oxford Gold, sending a statement which says in part, Equity Trust is committed to the highest standard of client service and safekeeping of our clients' assets. As a custodian, our function is to take direction from clients who wish to invest using their account at Equity Trust and custody those assets purchased by the clients. Clients choose third parties with which to invest and work directly with that third party to fulfill those purchases and sales. Aguirre has now filed this class action lawsuit. It names several people from Oxford Gold Group, including Chief Executive Pedram Granfar and Chief Financial Officer Jonathan Adler.
Hello, we're from Channel 7. Is anyone home? We're trying to see if Mr. Jonathan Adler is home. So we're trying to find the people that were named in this lawsuit against Oxford Gold. One of them is supposedly living in this home in Studio City. We came here, we tried to get someone to talk to us. No one would answer the door.
A home listed for Granfar appears to be undergoing remodeling and no one was there. The FBI is now involved. A number of clients received notices like this one that say the purpose of this initial letter is to notify you that this case is currently under investigation. And that's promising news to these folks who sent in their life savings and now hope they can get their money back.
I thought I was being prudent with what I was doing, and I was doing it to diversify my portfolio and for retirement purposes and stuff. And yeah, got played.
And we spoke with an attorney who represents one of the defendants, Pedram Granfar. He would only say that Granfar hasn't been involved in the company's operations for some time and cannot comment on current operational issues. Now, so far, no one else that we tried to contact has gotten back to us. Colleen?
So frustrating, Carlos. So how can this happen for so long without customers realizing something actually might be going wrong?
Well, absolutely. The common complaint from most of the people we spoke with is that they simply feel there isn't enough oversight of these companies by both federal regulators and state regulators. And they believe for that reason the company was still operating. And they say that they were not aware that there were red flags that regulators should have caught earlier. And that's why now they have to deal with lawsuits and the Department of Justice to try to find these people and try to get their money back. Back to you.
All right. Well, good stuff, Carlos. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.